Welcome to the Good Ass Shift podcast. I'm your host, Talia Broadway. This is the space where faith meets fire, healing meets humor, and your spark becomes the flame that changes everything. The Bible says we are overcome by the words of our testimony. That is why I created this space, for individuals to share their stories and the decisions that cause them to walk in bold faith. My hope is that their testimony sparks something within you to make purposeful shifts and step boldly into the life you were created for. Around here, we don't just talk about change, we embody it, live it, and shift into it. So if you're ready to break free, light up, and live on purpose, let's get into this good ass shift. Has there ever been moments where you thought that you had to code switch?
No.
No.
My mom used to tell me, just be yourself. Like she did. And I think as a child, I was so literal. I took that to heart. And when I was navigating some of my worst times, I found power in just being able to be authentic and show up as myself.
From adoption to abandonment, from homelessness to incarceration, every label that was meant to define Racquel's limitations became fuel for her transformational shift. Let's take a listen.
I'm Racquel Henderson. I'm born and raised in North Omaha, specific on the north. I was adopted at birth, and I think for me that was probably my weed per se. Just not knowing where I came from really added to me just not really having a sense of identity. And I really suffered with abandonment issues, or what I felt was that from just not having my bio family in my life. I kind of did not understand it. I grew up in a home with two other individuals who were also adopted. We all have the same adopted mom. But their bio families for quite some time were still in their life. And so with that being my only experience with being adopted and seeing their bio family still want to be attached and maintain those contacts and have those relationships, I think it added multiple layers to my adoption versus if I just was in a home by myself without those components, because I would feel like, well, where are my people at? Why y'all ain't coming to look for me? I want to go to Chuck E. Cheese and stuff. And so that just kind of elevated that experience for me. And from then I kind of pushed away from everything in that home and just went outside of the home looking for what I thought I needed. And so by the time I was 15, I was a teen mom and a single mom. And after that, I navigated domestic violence and sexual assault and homelessness all the way until I ended up in prison. And that was kind of my shift, per se.
You have a vast array of experiences for sure. Did you have contact with any of your family?
It was a closed adoption from what I was told, and I looked for quite a long time. I even tried to navigate the adoption agency that I was adopted through, but it costed a lot of money back then to try to find your people, and with it being a closed adoption, their hands were kind of tied with what they could and couldn't share with me, and so I had just eventually given up.
Okay. And so the people who adopted you, would you say that it was family?
Absolutely. My mom was very family oriented. She was much, much older, so I was being raised by a grandma. But we had the every Sundays, and the cousins. I grew up with my cousins, my sisters. We were all very close. I think I just navigated and struggled with my own things internally, where I just went outside of that.
Right, because there was obviously a void that, like you said, you saw your other adopted sisters being picked up or going for visits with their families, but that was something that you didn't have. So one of the things that I like to say about you is Racquel is one of the most authentic people that you will ever meet in your life. And so with that being said, has there ever been moments, and I know that we're kind of off topic, but I just wanted to address this. Has there ever been moments where you thought that you had to code switch?
No.
No.
My mom used to tell me, just be yourself. Like she did. And I think as a child, I was so literal. I took that to heart. And when I was navigating some of my worst times, I found power in just being able to be authentic and show up as myself, whatever that looks like. And that's how I raised my kids, you know. When I got this position in the mayor's office, so many people was coming to me like, you're going to have to change stuff up now. You got to, you know, do this and that. And I was like, he came looking for me. He know what he getting, you know.
I think it's wonderful because I remember working with you, and I was like, this girl is crazy. What is we gonna do with her? Okay.
I know, and I do try sometimes. I think I be trying, but I'm just really unfiltered, and I'm just me, and I've been through a lot, and it shapes me. It helped me lean into my purpose, and so. I don't want to change what got me here. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And that's what I admire about you. Like, being in a professional environment, I can see where I kind of either shrunk or I kind of code switched a little bit. But Racquel, baby.
But God say, come as you are. Okay? I'm coming as I am.
I ain't mad at you.
Take me or leave me be.
Right. And obviously, like, everything is taking off for you. It's congratulations on everything as recent as the appointment to the mayor's office.
Thank you.
And other things that you have going on. But as we navigate all of this, you said you kind of suffered through a lot of trauma or abandonment issues and different things like that. Can you go into a little bit more of those things that you experienced?
Yeah, absolutely. I got pregnant with my daughter when I was 15, and I think that kind of just set me on a path of just really self-destruction, which sounds crazy to tie that to a pregnancy, but you know, I hid my pregnancy forever, and I hid it, and my father ended up being killed. My adopted dad ended up being killed by a drunk driver when I was 5 months pregnant, and I don't know, I think my body just went through so much stress and strain that day, and my water broke at the same day, but like at midnight, and I had never been pregnant before, so I thought I just was using the bathroom for a long time, and I just was on the toilet forever. And my mom finally said, you still in there? And I said, yeah. She said, child, your water done broke. Keep in mind, I didn't even tell the woman I was pregnant.
You know mamas know.
I know. So I was like, what are you talking about? What water? She like, you better get to that hospital. And so I got to the hospital, and I had to have an emergency C-section because by the time I got there was no fluid left, and she was breech. And so had my daughter, and I really tried to, I think, make a better life for her, but I wasn't intentional about it. So I was still connected to, you know, men that just didn't mean me no good. I did graduate on time, and I immediately moved to Vegas, and that was do we cuss on here?
Girl, yeah, go ahead. It's
show.
A good ass shift.
So that was a shit show. So I was there for 2 years. I struggled with domestic violence, all types of different things. Came back here because I had to. Even though I probably should have came back, I was like, my mom didn't want me to go. And if I was going to go, she didn't want me to take my daughter. So I was like, no, this is my kid. I'm going to take care of her. I'm not, you know, I'm not giving my kid away like I was given away. And so that was that whole thing. And came back and just kept making bad decisions.
So take us through the moment that led you to incarceration.
Ooh.
And if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine too.
I committed a crime. Okay. I committed a felony. And I was like, well, you gotta go to jail. No, I was living with my boyfriend at the time, and I had lost my job, and you know, he wasn't helping pay no bills, and so we ended up getting evicted, and he had family that he could go back home to, and I didn't per se, and so I made some decisions. I was a part of some things that ultimately led me to going to prison. And so I think just living out of survival, honestly, and mental health, I don't think we called it that back then, but I think I really, looking back on it, I think I really had a mental breakdown, and out of desperation just got connected to some folks, and you know, one thing led to another.
Right. And I think I was listening to Bootsy a couple of weeks ago when I was walking, and he said, like, when people do things in survival mode, you know, a lot of times it is a crime, it is this or whatever, but if that's what they're using as their means of survival, like, who can fault them? I mean, and I think that people who come from survival mode, understand that,
Right.
but it still has outward consequence.
And I had been to college. I had never been in trouble like that before, and I did a whole PSI, and they were told me I was gonna get probation. So I'm thinking I even came to court cute in heels, like yeah, I'm finna go back home. And the judge was like, "No, you should have known better. You're not, talking the way we want you to talk and talking about folks." And she was like, "I'm gonna make an example out of you."
Wow.
That's exactly what she said.
Okay, and so from that moment on, you're in prison, you're released from prison. What were the next steps that you took?
When I was in prison, I read a lot. Really, I think in there was literally my rock bottom. And I just broke myself down to nothing in order to rebuild myself. I think I had already been through so much by that time. I was like, okay, this gotta be it. And when I was in there, I read this book, and it had this quote in it by Denzel, and it said, "Work hard to get it, but when you get it, reach back and pull someone else up." It said, "Each one teach one. Don't just aspire to make a living, aspire to make a difference." And for me, that was my aha moment where I realized, yes, I have been through things. I was dealt a shitty hand, and I ultimately made decisions that led to where I was at. But I also realized that no one had reached back and tried to pull me up. I literally just fell through the cracks. No one tried to open a door for me, gave me any opportunities, even said something, "I believe in you and I know you can do something different." Like, there was no one that had done that for me. And so right then and there, I knew that when I got out, I was going to work hard to change my life, but I was also going to help people that was going to be walking beside me, coming behind me. I was going to make sure like I held the door open and reached back.
That's wonderful. And you have been doing an amazing job over, I can say, the last 5, 6, 7 years. If ever I want to know anything that's going on in the community, I go look for Racquel's her Facebook feed so I can figure out what's going on. So you have definitely been a pioneer with all of that.
I think that moment taught me that, like, your lowest point in life, people always define themselves or their lives by their lowest point. But for me, it taught me that your lowest point in your life can actually be like the foundation for how you rise.
Your breakthrough.
Yeah.
For sure. And I'm so glad that you were able to get that, because a lot of people, while they're in jail, they're on their pity party and all these promises, these jailhouse promises, and then when they get out, they live something different.
And it is hard. I had this notebook when I was in there, and I had all these things, all these goals. I had 30-day goals, 60-day goals, because I was reading all these books, and that's what they tell you to do. I had 1-year goals and a 5-year plan, and I thought I was going to get out and just be amazing immediately. And that just was not the case. I think that notebook sat in my closet for years because you're just trying to do the things. I had to go to the parole officer. I got to get a job. Now I'm working. I can't get no good job because I got this record. So now I'm working jobs I never thought I had to work. And now I'm living check to check and just going to work and all those things. And so you kind of, it's easy to fall back into anything. You latch on to your old people, old environments out of survival, out of necessity. You know what I'm saying? Who I'm going to call for $5, not a new friend that's got her life together. I got to call She, because, she know me.
That's
so,
good. Right, for real. She know it, and you know that you can count on her.
Yeah, and then when she want to count back on me, it's something that I ain't supposed to be doing no more. So,
Here go the cycle. Yeah. So take us back to the moment where everything changed. What shift did you make? So you said when you got out of jail, you was like, stuff was still kind of, I had all these goals, I wanted things to work out, but here I am back in survival mode. The same people that I used to hang with are the main people that I could depend on. And I thank you for bringing that up, because oftentimes we do judge, like people that we know that's been incarcerated, think that they're supposed to get out and shake them haters off. But in real life, you go to where you're comfortable.
Absolutely.
And if you're going to the same house, or you're going to the same neighborhood, the same people are still there. And so it's good that you bring that point up, because oftentimes we judge people when they get out and they make the same mistakes.
He back hanging with Boo Boo and them. Well, Boo Boo and them the only place he could go. And so it's like, what do you do?
Right. And so you navigated through that. You're back home. You're with the same people. But then you're like, God may be bigger than this. There's more.
I was working at a warehouse job and just barely getting by, and I'll never forget, like, we was coming back from break, and we all took our breaks at the same time, came back at the same time, and so everybody's walking back to the production floor from the break room, and I was walking behind this lady, and she was like Vietnamese or something, and she was probably 60 or 70 years old, and she had like a hump in her back, And I'm just walking behind her as she walking. And she just, going along. And I remember thinking like, fuck, that's going to be me. Like, if I keep coming here every day, then that's going to be me at 60, 70 years old with a hump in my back, trucking along. And so right there, I'm telling you, like, it was like, wake up, bitch. I swear. And right there, I turned around. I didn't even go back to the production floor. I turned around. I left work. I went to UNO. I re-enrolled in school. And I said, God, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm not going to quit this time, because I had already tried college 3-4 times. I said, I'm not going to quit this time. I just need you to get me through this. And so for 4 years straight, no breaks, not even in the summer, I worked. Well, 3 years straight. I worked all day from 6 to 3:30. I got off, picked my daughter up from school, took her home, made dinner. Then I went to school at UNO 3 nights a week from 6 to 10. And then I came home and got her into bed, and I stayed up till 2, 3 in the morning doing homework. I did that every single day for 3 years. And then my senior year, the classes that I needed weren't offered in the nighttime. And so I was forced with having to choose between my job or school. And I remembered my promise to God, like, I'm not going to quit, I promise. And so I said, God, I'm just going to keep trusting you. And I quit my job and stepped out on faith and finished up my senior year.
That's tight. That's gas for real. But what's so funny is that oftentimes people like have to hit their rock bottom, or they have to do this. It took this hunchback
lady. I mean, I'll never forget it. I could still see her walking, but she had a little bun in her hair. I could still see her, and it's crazy.
What was the breaking point or wake-up call that pushed you to choose different?
I think the breaking point was when I realized that my choices were not just affecting me, but really shaping the future of my daughter. I did a restorative justice class inside, and I learned that children of incarcerated parents have an increased risk of becoming incarcerated, and I was like, I don't want this for my kid. So I think that was it, thinking about the life that she deserved and wanting to be what I didn't have. It was somebody's job to provide access and opportunity for me and to create a life for me, and it just wasn't done. And so I knew that everything is passed down, good and bad. And at that point, I was only creating negative cycles and passing down, trauma and cycles that I just didn't want her to be a part about. And so at that point, it was about more than just surviving for me, but really just trying to build a life for my daughter, one that she could be proud of and where she could have opportunities and access and different things like that.
And so now that you're quote unquote on the other side, because obviously we all go through different challenges, what obstacles do you face that in a sense call you back? There's always that negative self-talk in our heads. There's always that self-doubt. So what obstacles besides those things, or including those things, do you still face?
Now, I'm like R. Kelly. I believe I could fly.
Okay.
Like, for real. There is nothing that I don't think that I can do. Back then, overcoming fear for sure and doubt was a big thing. I think we get so stuck on the labels that are placed on us by other people. That's why it's so important in how you speak to people, and words have power, and what you not even manifest and pray over your life, but other people's, because those labels, they kept me stuck for a long time. People saying, like, you ain't shit. You ain't going to amount to. I got pregnant so young. And it was like the worst thing for my whole family. Like, well, she ain't going to be shit now. So we, as kids, we internalized that. And for me, it was like, well, I don't need to even try because they told me, So that was a big one. I think now I struggle with guilt, but like success guilt, if that makes sense.
Imposter syndrome was what they're calling it.
Yeah. And working so hard to create this better life, but then a lot of people that I'm still connected to are struggling in some way or navigating things. So sometimes that's hard. Or being able to help and shift the lives of complete strangers, but struggling with trying to get my whoever to do something. Like, it just be like, come on.
And I think that that's a learning process all in itself. And it might be one more so for you, but you and God gonna figure it out.
Right.
You and God gonna figure it out. But I think that you making changes or making shifts and creating a better life for yourself and your daughter, I think that you just being that that goal or that token to work towards, give people that you're surrounded by, hey, if she can do it, then I can do it too. Or it's just waiting for them, or not even waiting for them. You provided the standard or the structure, and so it's up to them to take hold of the things that they want to
I
do.
think also what held me back the most was people. I think people don't realize how many people just should not be in their lives. Like, for real, for some people that was in my life didn't want me to grow. Some didn't want me to grow past them. You know, all these different layers. Some was only happy for me until I reached something or accomplished something. And some people will just always look at you in the box. You know, some people couldn't see me past where they met me at. And so that is dangerous and toxic. And so, like, really learning to let go of people was probably my biggest thing.
Because
Holding on too long. And I think that's also related to my attachment issues and abandonment issues of being given away. I hold on to people way longer than I should.
what is it? A reason, a season, and a lifetime. At times we get confused. The people who are just supposed to be there for that season, we want them to be that lifetime. That's hurt when you start making forward steps. But if you're ready to grow, sometimes you got to push back from what they're ready to do. That's a growth point. Hopefully they get it, so then maybe they can catch up.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's the goal. That's the goal. Because I want better for everybody.
Right. Like you said, each one teach one, each one reach one. When did the rewards of your shift start to show up? Oh, that's a good one. Because you've been going for a minute, but like you are like how here. Are you the kind of person who just kind of stops and pats themselves on the back, or do you just kind of keep going? Or
I just keep going.
what reward made you think, okay, I'm doing this. Like I can handle.
I think when I was asked and afforded the opportunity to teach, that was huge for me. I had never saw myself as a teacher, so even being asked, I was like, no, I don't want to do that. I'm not a teacher. And the person that I was navigating at UNO helped me realize you are a teacher. That's what you do. And I still didn't know or think it was going to be for me, but teaching was okay. I felt like, okay, all right, you know, like I loved it because I felt like I had the opportunity to help shift and give a new perspective and lens to individuals that will be in these decision-making positions. These will be our judges, our officers, our lawyers, our prosecutors. And so helping them bring the lens of empathy and understanding to the systemic issues that exist in disadvantaged communities is huge for me. I have an influence over that. And so I think that was a big one for me. And then, of course, my most recent job.
Right.
Me? You sure?
That's cool. But so with all of that, like you kind of talked about imposter syndrome, and you kind of talked about, you know, some of the rewards that you get from it. But what is the biggest reward in what you do?
Helping people. Like that, I can't even put into words how much it means to help somebody see their potential and not just stop there, but actually be able to reach for it and attain it. Like when people come back to me and be like, you posted this job and now, you know, I do this and I work here. I went to school because you posted this, or you helped me do that, is everything, because that's what I needed. Those are the things that could have shifted the entire trajectory of my life. And so just helping people become the best versions of themselves that's the biggest blessing in all of it, because that's all I want to do. It's what I get up every day and seek to be what I needed then. And so that's the biggest thing for me. And I think peace. Peace is so underrated.
Oh, I love peace.
But peace is essential. For so long, I didn't even know how much peace I didn't have in my jobs and my home and everything. And I didn't even know the power of peace. But when I started really walking in alignment and purpose and following God's plan for my life and not my own, I think that's when peace really found me.
And I am a lover of peace. I have a saying that I think I might love peace more than I love love.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Don't come over here with that.
Oh, man.
Don't.
And so, is there anything else that you'd like to share?
I think people just need to know, especially in this day and time, folks are still just dealing with so much and navigating just horrible things and traumas and stressors. And I think people, social media, love-hate relationship with it. But it can be hard to see other people where you think you should be. I think that's people's biggest problem is, well, I'm not doing this and I'm not doing that. And a lot of that self-reflection is not true self-reflection. It's a reflection of what somebody else is doing. And so just reminding people that trust God and what he's doing in your life. You know, God is my Alpha and Omega. Like, without him, there would be no me. His grace and mercy over my life, I can't even put into words. But just go. Just do it. Do the things. Even go back to college at my age, it was hard. I was in a class with all kids, you know, and I'm this old grown adult, but I knew that was the next step for me to have another step. And so just figure out what your next step is and just take the step. Like, even if you don't know where it's going to lead to, if it's dark, whatever, just take the step, because one step can literally change every single thing in your life. And my education, I tell people all the time, is what saved my life. Like, literally, going to prison, I lost so much. And I remember somebody saying, well, the one thing that, you know, you could never lose once you get is your education. And so I wanted something that no matter what, nobody could take from me. Nobody could taint based on my past or anything. And so don't wait for perfect. Don't wait till you feel like I'm not ready. Don't wait for permission. Just take the step and go. You don't have to have it all figured out. Just trust God, because God doesn't waste pain. He doesn't. My mom used to always tell me, God does nothing in vain. And I used to be like, girl. But she was right. Like, he doesn't. Your tests are literally your testimony. And what he's preparing for your life, sometimes you can't even predict. If you would have asked me a year ago, you know, 2 years ago, where I would be today, I wouldn't have said where I'm at. So his plans are always just so much greater for you if you just trust and follow him and allow him to just really lead over your life.
Awesome. That's great advice. Just go. Just trust yourself.
Just go.
Trust God. And we were talking in the last interview. It's, for me, trusting God is number 2. It might sound wrong, but number 1 is trusting yourself. God is a given for me. I know that he is going to make a way. I know when finances, I know whatever, God is going to make a way. But am I going to do the things that need to be done in order?
Because faith without works is dead.
Exactly.
For sure. You can't just only trust and believe and not do your part. So that's also huge too. But it's crazy how many people don't trust themselves and don't believe in themselves and their abilities.
And I'll share, for me, it's a learning process. It's a growth process, because a lot of things, as I say, for what? Fear of what others think. People get stuck in that. But I was speaking at something.
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah, for sure. Look, I know you ain't got no problem.
I listen to Lisa Nichols a lot, and years ago she did a talk, and she was like, what other people think about you is none of your business. And that just stuck, because that's always how I felt anyway. But after then, I really didn't care. Like,
here I
think
go.
what you want to think, because they're going to talk anyway. Good, bad, it don't matter what you're doing. Somebody going to find something to say. I'm telling you. I don't care. I don't think what you want to think, talk what you want to talk, say what you got to say about me and mine if you need to. I'm still going to keep doing what I'm doing every single day. And I'm going to still help you.
Right. We still cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right, so here go the Gas Fast 5. So what is your personal power word right now?
Personal power word right now is gardeners.
Gardeners?
Yes.
Explain.
Find your gardeners. People, like, we are... I think we have so many weeds in our life, finances, men, women, whatever, job, all these things that just be going wrong, and we can't find out sometimes why they're going wrong. And so I recently adopted this metaphor of your gardeners. Your gardeners is those who water you, who come in and pull the weeds, who come in and move what's being blocked so the sun can shine, so you can grow and thrive and move past survival to thriving. So,
ooh, I love it.
Gardeners is find your gardeners.
Gardeners, ooh, I love it. If your shift was a song, what would it be?
I came from nothing. Now I got a whole lot of everything. Or the remix version to Never Would Have Made It. I love the original, but that remix.
Do the remix.
Never. Never, never, never.
never. It was crazy. Okay, one daily habit you don't skip.
Every morning I get up, I turn on a podcast immediately. I found myself for a long time getting up and immediately checking Facebook, checking this and that, checking notifications, checking text messages. And you take on a lot, through seeing other people's stuff. And so I made a shift a few years ago, and I found me some podcasts. I downloaded on my phone. And so every day, as soon as I get up, my favorite one is Pastor Jamal Bryan of Newburgh. But every day when I get up, or Sarah Jakes, I immediately turn on my podcast. That way I can't get in my phone doing nothing. That is a huge one. And reading with my son every single night, no matter what. I have read to him ever since he was in my tummy. Now, a lot of it is him reading to me, but that is, no matter what, it's really essential for me. I found out, in undergrad, that they use third grade reading scores to estimate how many jails to build, because 90% of individuals incarcerated are illiterate. And so I was so scared of my kid not being able to read.
For real.
So yeah, reading is huge for me.
What's your definition of living a good ass shift life?
I think for me, it's in helping other people shift. Because sometimes it's a simple thing. Sometimes it's just asking somebody how's your day? That could literally save their day. So I don't think it's enough for us to only do what we need to do for ourselves. I think that it is our duty to pour into somebody else, no matter what that looks like. And I think that people think they have to be doing things on this huge scale to be able to help. But talk to your neighbor. Talk to your kid's friend that is in your house. It's just different little things that we all can do every day to help shift somebody else. Because I don't want to be the only one in the room. You know what I'm saying? We all need to be moving forward.
And fill in the blank. I'm living proof that.
I am living proof that the devil is a lie.
Hey.
The devil is a lie.
Hey.
And sometimes what he send to break you will be the very thing that makes you.
Your setback is set up for your comeback. It could possibly for sure be. Is there anything you like to add, Miss Racquel?
If I wasn't doing what I do for everyone in the community and for myself and for my kids, I would be a stand-up comedian because I'm really fucking funny. I am so funny.
That's on my bucket list.
Mine too. I just want to go somewhere and do amateur night.
I'm
funny. I'm funnier than all these funny people that think they're funny. Y'all is not. You writing jokes. I'm funny for real. Off the dome.
Just off the dome.
Yeah.
It might be corny, funny,
but it's funny.
But it's fun. We're going to do a stand-up.
We should do a gas stand-up.
We're going to do a good-ass stand-up.
Yeah. Oh, you good. You good. That's that gas. I'm telling you.
I'm so serious. I'm going to hold you to it.
Girl, I'm ready. I am funny. I know. People be like, you so funny. I be like, I know. I know.
Automatically.
I'm funny.
This is me. This is me. Sorry.
This is it.
Yeah. We're going to do look for the gas stand-up. Good ass stand-up.
Good ass stand-up. Coming soon.
Well, I want to thank you so much for coming and being on the podcast. I learned a lot about you.
Thank you for having me.
I've seen you, but we've never just sat down. And I'm weird. I'm working on it. Okay.
It's okay. You're work in progress.
Always. But no, I love your intentionality. I love your heart. I see now being able to sit down with you, I see that your heart is for the people. It ain't just they sent me this, let me get this out to make it seem like I'm this person. I see that your genuine intentions, and I respect it and I love it. And I
appreciate that.
I'm excited to see all that God has for you, because girl, you is on the move. And
he be showing out. I can't even believe it sometimes, but I really just try to do his work. I want people to just know better and do better and be better, because they can. And I think a lot of people feel like they can't, and I know what that's like, because I don't want to be on here crying. But
I cried the last time. If you cry, I'm automatically
I lived in that space for so long. You know what I'm saying? And you just damn, what's wrong with me? They say God love everybody, and I just for so long felt unloved by God because of all the things that I was going through and navigating. So when I share something, it ain't like, let me just post this for a few clicks. It's like, because I know that one thing can literally be life-changing for somebody, for their kids. I don't care if it's a diaper or a coat or a job lead, whatever it is. Nobody was trying to give me nothing. And I wanted to do better and be better. I just didn't know how. I didn't know what steps to take. And so I just want people to just use your resources and just better your life, because when I bettered my life, I didn't just better my life. I bettered my daughter's life. I bettered my son's life. I helped my friends and my family. And so, and when I'm doing better, then mentally I'm showing up differently. And now I'm a different type of parent to my daughter. And she can show up as a different type of friend to her friends and vice versa. So I don't think people realize the domino effect of just betterness. And I love my people in my community, and I
said, and just as you saying that's don't do
that,
because
I do.
Just as you saying it's the
so
same
much
authenticity as you have as a person. I feel that you saying how much you love your community and how much you're down for your community and how much you want everybody to be better. Like when I opened, I said you're the most authentic person that I know. I feel that genuinely for you, and I admire it wholeheartedly and deeply. Everything attached to me wins. I think that's what you're saying,
yes.
And that's definitely what I'm saying. Like, you're better so that other people can be better.
Yeah, absolutely.
You are definitely rocking it, girl.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So where can people find you?
At home. Oh no.
Your social media.
Is this turned into a dating? Yes, I like long walks on the beach. I am single. Just be breathing. Have a job. No.
Right, looking for somebody who's 7 figures.
No, I don't even need all that. Not no more.
Look,
the longer I be single, the more stuff. It's a had this list. The list that went from here to here.
So you gotta hold your standards for him, just like you got them for you. Okay?
Heartbeat. Is there a pulse?
Get the light.
No, you can find me on Facebook though, social media, Racquel Henderson. Follow my page for resources, job leads, anything community relevant. You can find me at the mayor's office. Mm-hmm. So if you need some help navigating City Hall or your voice from Community Elevated, anything like that, let me know. Whatever you need. If I don't know how to figure it out, I'm going to figure it out, and we're going to figure it out together.
We're going to faith around and figure it out.
Yes.
Or F around and figure it
out. Yeah.
Things coming up for you.
Let's see. I am writing a book. I hope to have it done soon. It is... I don't think people realize how much emotional labor comes in, like,
pouring out yourself.
Yeah, and like reliving those traumas. And so it's been a process, a healing journey for sure. But I am finally writing my book. Hope for it to be released on my birthday next year in April. I'm an Aries. We're the best. I will be a breakout speaker at the Greater Omaha Chambers Power Conference, which is October 10th. So get your tickets now, and just trying to continue to be the best me that I can be.
Awesome. You're doing a great job. Thank you, Miss Racquel.
Thank you.